go to Temple Hills, Maryland.
When tourists talk about the state of Maryland, most will mention the historic sites of Baltimore and Annapolis. But another city in the state is quickly becoming a top tourist destination with a unique history of its own. Temple Hills, Maryland is a suburb of Washington, D.C., near what is called the Washington Metropolitan Area, composed of the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. Another popular tourist attraction called the National Harbor. This family-friendly spot will let you enjoy numerous attractions, from riding the Capitol wheel and enjoying the wonderful views, to simply walking around the shops and restaurants, or seeing families play in the sand near the Awakening statue. While the area is quickly becoming a top tourist attraction, Temple Hills has attracted members of the Church of Christ for many years now as one of the pioneer locales in the district of Northeastern Seaboard. Formerly known as the local congregation of Washington, D.C., the pioneer members of the now local congregation of Temple Hills began attending worship services at the YMCA in 1974.
We used to travel 3.5 hours every day one way to join the Philadelphia congregation until in 1973 we started our worship service here in Washington, D.C. in YMCA.
The Temple Hills, we started as a very small group of brethren and we were so close. It's like family. During that time, we have brethren with no transportation and they live in D.C. and some lives in Charlottesville in Virginia.
As far as southern Pennsylvania and in Washington, D.C., we have a lot of members there. But during those times, remember, it's a growing congregation. We don't have, many of us do not have proper transportation. We have no cars. We ride the bus, we ride the train to come to the chapel.
There were very few members in the United States at that time, and those that did come, you know, we were all spread out. So because it was the early 70s, you know, they were still trying to find brethren to bring together, and we were still trying to locate all the different brethren that had just left the Philippines. So that was a big trial at that time, you know, just trying to get the brethren together so that we could unite as one to even form a locale.
The congregation in this area began as a group of 13 people, and they were worshiping in different places, sometimes in the YMCA. So they were hungry for a chapel, which we eventually bought a very small chapel in Temple Hills.
Temple Hills was the first chapel that was constructed here in the East Coast.
This chapel is very significant for us. This is our chapel. This is where we go. And so when this was built and dedicated, I know this is the place where I will be. Happen what may in my life. I have to go to chapel with my family.
This locale, I love. It's home. Not only because of all my family, but I grew up here. I grew up in the chapel. This is all I know. It's just warm and kind. It's always been.
What made me think to stay there is because of the unity within the locale. Since it was only one Eastern Seaboard and one district, a lot of brethren are coming from different, states, from Canada all the way down to Key West, Florida. And the middle of that is Temple Hills locale, and all the gatherings are being done in the locale of Temple Hills.
It was always special. We see each other in chapel, and it's just like, it's nice to be able to share the feeling of receiving God's blessing among family and close friends. And so when people come in to the locale that are kind of on a little family of their own, someone's always adopted. Everybody gets adopted into a family, and the love just builds from there.
The locale of Temple Hills actively participates in many of the church's projects, including neighborhood appreciation days and various donation drives to offer help to the local community. Also, the locale regularly conducts evangelical missions so that many may hear the true words of our Almighty God in support of the Abundant Fruit-Bearing Project launched by the church administration.
The church launched this project because of the urgent need for us to really go out and reach all the people in this world. There's still millions of people who have yet to hear the true words of God, who know that the Church of Christ has reemerged in these last days.
From the time we pulled up on the property, everybody was so warm and welcoming, and you don't get that nowadays, and I feel right at home.
I thought it was a wonderful experience. I mean, from getting out of my car to just having people smiling and welcoming me in with open arms, I felt like I was already a member. I thought it was a wonderful experience, and, you know, a very reverent church service, and it was great. I had a beautiful experience.
You know, being from the original locale, you can see the work that God did. He allowed us to spread out just in this small geographical area. And in, you know, the 30, 40 years that have passed, you know, it's amazing to see how many brethren are here now, and just to see, you know, the houses of worship that have been built since then.
Hope to see you soon here in the local congregation of Temple Hills, Maryland, Ecclesiastical District of Northeastern Seaboard. I'm Brother Kelvin Moncera, reporting for the Iglesia Ni Cristo Television Network.
Keep up to date on events in the Iglesia Ni Cristo by tuning into INC TV and incmedia.org. From San Francisco, California, I'm Sister Jessica Tucker. Join us next time on INC Review, your window to Christian living.